So thank you very much for joining us tonight for the Mayor's Design Award events. It's one of my favorite events of the year, and because we were celebrating great design in our city. And certainly that's a big topic. Design quality, the growth and development of our city is a perennial topic right now because we're one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. And that's a great, great thing. And it's a responsibility as well. So it comes with all kinds of opportunities, comes with all kinds of challenges. Just to give you a sense of sort of the numbers, in 2015, and I'm Brad Buchanan, I'm the Executive Director for Community Planning and Development. And our department does short-term planning, long-range planning, and also we process building permits and zoning and landmark applications and things like that. In 2015, we processed permits that valued a total of $2.47 billion. That was a record. In 2015, did I say 15 and 20? Yeah, in 2014 it was 2.47. In 2015, we did $3.6 billion. It was a 48% increase. So incredible confidence in our city, and that's a fantastic thing. And this year we're trending almost 8% over that number. So the confidence continues. So that's sort of Denver by the numbers. But let's talk about the experience you have in our city. I've been here since 1982, seen lots of changes. If you've been here for 5 years, you've seen lots of changes. But because really smart people many years ago saw today coming, they created plans to guide the investment whenever it happened. And that plan in 2002 we passed was called Blueprint Denver. It anticipated today, and it said, let's create areas of change and areas of stability so whenever the development comes, we'll know where to place that fire hose of investment. And it's been a success. In fact, since 2002 when it was adopted, at a ratio of 5-to-1, investment has happened in our areas of change over our areas of stability. That doesn't mean that areas of stability haven't seen investment. They have, and I'm sure you all know about that. If you're living in Denver, you've got a construction dumpster on your street somewhere, and somebody's adding or topping or something. But areas of change are 1/5 of our city. So 1/5 of our cities have seen, on an average, 5 times the investment that other parts of our city. So I'm here to tell you that planning works, and the reason I'm telling you that is that these projects are a result of that, of trying to raise the bar about quality and the experience in our city, and to give you an invitation. Denver Right is an umbrella program that involves the update and creation of 4 simultaneous plans. We are in Denver undertaking an historic effort, and I'm not aware of any other major city in the United States that's been willing to take this on. Rather than doing our land use plan and our transit plan and our parks plan and our pedestrian and trails plan on different timelines where you keep a bucket list and talk to them later on, we're doing them in a coordinated, integrated fashion. It's all under one umbrella called Denver Right. DenverRight. If you go to Denver Right ITE, it'll take you to a very nice blog, but that's not us. So Google Denver Right. There's all kinds of ways for you to get involved, both electronically online and in person. We're doing hundreds of events all over the city over the last 4 or 5 months and the next 15 to 18 months. We cannot do this without you. This is not my plan. This is not the mayor's plan. This is your plan. What is your vision for our city? What would you like to see? What do you love about Denver? What don't you love about Denver? How do we handle these challenges? We've got to be thinking now about 20 years from now, because you know what, folks? There are more people coming because this is such a great place. They're coming for the same reason that you love our city, for the mountains, for the nature, for the great outdoor space, for the great people, for the community, for the unique neighborhoods we have. So with that, I'll get off my soapbox. I hope you'll get involved. And my real job here tonight is to assist the mayor in handing out some awards and to introduce Mayor Michael Hancock, my boss, who is leading all this vision. Our mayor understands the future of our city and the challenges we're up against. And when I started working for him 2.5 years ago, I asked just a couple of questions. I said, are you up for the real challenge? Are you up for playing the big game and really handling the tough challenges? And he said, absolutely. And I'm here to tell you that he has supported our efforts 100% at every step of the way. That's helping us to be successful and helping us to be able to address your needs. So with that, I will introduce our boss, our leader, Mayor Michael Hancock.
Thank you so much. And would you keep that applause going for Brad Buchanan, a tremendous leader in community planning and development, and his team. We are so fortunate to have Brad leading our efforts in community planning and development. And I got to tell you, we're in good hands as we go forward. Let me acknowledge the members of our Denver City Council are here. I see Councilman Wayne New from District 10 and Councilman Kevin Flynn from District 2. Thank you both for being here. Did I miss any of the other council members? Okay, we want to thank you all for being here. I see Dr. Jordan over there from Metropolitan State. Thank you, and congratulations to you. We'll be bringing you up in just a moment. Are you all ready for some awards? It is a pleasure to be here tonight. I got to tell you, and I will say this anywhere. This is without question my favorite event to be a part of in the life of our city, because this is where we get to celebrate all of us who take great pride in our city and how it feels, the creativity that comes from the pride in this city. Brad mentioned the pace of construction and how it continues to break records in our city. So these projects truly are the cream of a very big crop. This year's list of winners cover a wide spectrum of work. There are 17 winners in 8 categories this year, and every year, I got to tell you, it gets harder to whittle it down. Among them are home renovations, brand new buildings, transit-oriented development, adaptive reuse, street activation. We have hotels, community gathering spaces, residences, office space, retail, and because we're Denver, of course, we got to throw in a brew pub this year. What all these projects have in common is transformation. Parking lots turn into thriving, livable, walkable developments. Empty lots turn into places focused on community health. Homes in need of repair turn into neighborhood bright spots. Old warehouses remade for modern use. And a downtown street corner turn into a temporary playground. The impact that these projects have made on their streets, their neighborhoods, and their city will be felt for many years to come. And none of it would be possible without your commitment to not just build, but to build well here in our city. Not just to meet the demands of the market, but to design with intention and with results that we can take pride in. The work of moving our city forward so it continues to thrive is not easy, and I know you know that. But are your collective efforts to exemplify all the things that drive us to do that hard work and to continue to build and rebuild are very much appreciated. You have honored our history, preserving buildings that have seen the city through so much. You have built new buildings featuring architecture that acknowledges that history, but puts its own stamp on our landscape and sets a high standard for the future. So we want to thank you all for being here tonight, for your investment in our city, and for your commitment to doing great design. So as we get started, let me first start by acknowledging a few of our guests this evening. I've already acknowledged the Denver City Council, but Denver City Council, the chief job of City Council, of course, is land use. And they've always represented here at this event, and tonight is no exception. We are appreciative of their presence here. One of tonight's winners is in District 8 that Kevin Flynn is here, Councilman Kevin Flynn. He's been a great advocate for the architectural treasures of Harvey Park, and tonight you will see one of those honored here tonight. So thank you for your work. Councilman Hernan may join us later on tonight. I want you to know that tonight's winners in District 8, there is a winner tonight in District 8, and when we talk about transformation, this project that we're going to talk about could be most impactful. Now, we don't want him to get too big ahead when I say this, but we want to tell Councilman New that you are the runaway winner tonight in District 10. You have 8 winning projects in District 10. The Golden Triangle neighborhood in particular is going to have a very good night. City Hall is very close to where many of these projects are. So I've been able to see a lot of these on a very daily basis, as I'm sure you have. And it's remarkable how this corner in downtown has blossomed. If you are near the Golden Triangle area on a nice day and have an hour or so to kill, I suggest you take a walk to see some of the projects that we'll be talking about tonight and to see really what's coming down the pike, some exciting stuff. There's something to see. And you can just top it off with some tacos and, of course, beer at Torchy's later on as well. Another one of our winners. Let me do the perfunctory job that I'm called to do as well, and that is to thank our sponsors tonight. Our event sponsor is the Denver chapter of the American Institute of Architects. Denver AIA has supported this event for many years, and we are grateful for their support. I also would like to thank Colorado Homes and Lifestyles for their support and coverage of tonight's event. And as always, I count on the help and expertise of a selection committee to narrow down the pool of nominees, which is never an easy task. This is a very difficult thing. So serving on the committee, we have several here tonight. If I call your name, please stand. We just want you to be acknowledged. Tim Burse of Boulder Associate Architects and an active member of the Highland United Neighbors. Brad Evans of Denver Core. Brad, thank you. Brianna Boren of Snooze AM Eatery and City Build. John Olson of Historic Denver. And Peter Parker, Peter J. Park City Planning Design, and of course, former manager of Community Planning Development. Would you give our committee members a round of applause? And of course, we must thank Arts and Denver Arts and Venues and the Denver Arts Complex for, again, making this space available. And of course, we always want to celebrate the staff that work hard to get ready for tonight's selection. And to Brad and his staff at Community Planning Development for organizing and coordinating the awards and ceremony. Join with me in thanking all the folks who made tonight possible, please. All right, let's get this party started. Our first category is Distinctive Denver. Now, when we honor you, we're going to ask you to come up, and Brad's going to hand out the awards, and then we'll come right here, and we have, of course, the ever-present Evan to take a picture for you so that you can we can document you receiving this award. Our first category is Distinctive Denver. These projects with unique features or elements that set them apart from other structures, uses, and building forms. We have 6 winners in this category, and all of them feel not just uniquely Denver, but also a reflection of their respective neighborhoods. Our first winner of the night is Denver Art Museum Administrative Building at 12th and Bannock. The Golden Triangle is home to a lot of great architecture, and this new building fits right in. The museum's administration and trustees took great care in creating an asset to their campus. The building is the work of Roth Shepherd Architects and Saunders Construction. Here to accept the award is the museum's Deputy Director and Chief Financial Officer, Curtis Woty. Come on up, Curtis.
Good evening. Somewhere in here I got my words. There we go. So I'm the CFO at the Art Museum, and I just parked my X-Wing fighter on the way from a galaxy not so far away at the Star Wars Gala. See? Thank you so much for honoring the museum and our Bannock building at tonight's Mayor's Design Awards. The museum's building was privately fundraised and in the heart of the Golden Triangle area. For some of you who don't know, we're new to that neighborhood. For over 20 years, our administrative staff worked in the heart of downtown Denver and walked to and from the museum. The Bannock building enabled us to unify our campus, become a little bit more efficient, work a little bit more collaboratively, even if it cost us a few pounds in the waste. It was designed with our work in mind. We worked very closely with our staff, our design team, Roth Shepherd, and created a space that enables our teams to work efficiently, collaboratively, working on those world-class and a few out-of-the-world exhibitions and programs that our community has come to expect from us. We are serving not just our staff, but also scholars and the public. Our unique building, clean and neat in design, serves both volunteers as well as scholars who are visiting when researching on global art, and even the art stores that we put in the lower level will enable us to reclaim some public space within the museum. Thank you to our partners, Ross Shepard, Saunders Construction, and thank you, Mr. Mayor and the City and County of Denver.
As I start reading after I read who's awarded, you're more than welcome to start coming to the stage, so we'll have you ready. Now, you don't have to walk very far to get from our first winner to our next. The Art, a hotel at 12th and Broadway, is yet another excellent addition to the Golden Triangle. It would be nothing short of extraordinary to stand out among the Denver Art Museum, Denver Central Library, and History Colorado. And stand out is what it does. It's truly one of the coolest buildings in Denver. It is owned by a partnership between Corporex Colorado and Mile High Development. The project team was led by Greg Probst of Davis Partnership Architects and Byron Hazelton of Hazelton Construction. Lanny Martin is part of the ownership partnership, but could not join us tonight. But here to accept the award are Tom Banton of Corporex Colorado, George Thorne of Mile High Development, Brent Probst, I want to say it right, Probst. Did I say it right? Probst, I said it right the first time. David Architects and Hotel General Manager David Baudet.
I'd like to thank the mayor and the selection committee for this honor. My name is Tom Banta. I'm the managing director of Corporex Colorado. Here with me today is George Thorne, our partner at Mile High Development. George brought us in on this development originally when the condo project, the museum condos were being built. And he introduced us to this development overall. David Baudet is here of Commonwealth Collections Hotel. He's our GM of the hotel. And Guadalupe Lupe Canto, project architect with Davis Architects. The vision for the Art Hotel was driven by Bill Butler, our chairman of Corporex Companies. Working with our partner, Lanny Martin, they conceived of an art-themed hotel. Not only one that would support the Denver Art Museum, but a hotel that had its own spectacular art collection. But it was the design team at Davis Partners that brought this concept to life. So in addition to Lupe, I'd like to thank Britt Probst, Lynn Moore, Joe Lear, Cynthia Steinbecker, Greg Mackel, Mary Lester, Diane Vanderlip, and Jet Braun, who all had a hand in bringing the design of this hotel to life. If you've not enjoyed a drink at the rooftop bar or dinner at the Fire Restaurant, we invite you all down. You don't know what you're missing. Thank you all, and thank you, Mr. Mayor. Appreciate it. Appreciate your patronage.
Love it. Our next winner is one of Denver's most famous exports, making the choice to build here in Denver all the more exciting. Blue Moon Brewing Company in Rhino is a repurposed warehouse. The project gave new life to both the building and the once empty corner it sits on. Blue Moon is a national brand that is proud of its local roots. We are proud too. The architect of this project, again, was Ralph Shepard Architects, and the builder was Hyder Construction. Let's welcome to the stage Bernard Hurley with co-owner Minalto Development, Katie Cisneros with Blue Moon Brewing Company, and Adam Harding of Ralph Shepard Architects.
Blue Moon is truly honored and grateful to be recognized for this award by Mayor Hancock and the City of Denver. With our global headquarters and our largest brewery right here in our backyard, Molson Coors and Miller Coors are really proud to call Colorado home. We care deeply about this community, and we're excited to bring the creative spirit of Blue Moon together with the Rhino neighborhood at our new brewery. We hope people from everywhere will come and enjoy the delicious beer and the wonderful food, and also get a chance to see how we work behind the scenes at Blue Moon. I'd also like to thank, on behalf of Blue Moon, give a special thanks to quite a few people that helped make this happen. First would be Adam Harding with Roth Shepard Architects for the incredible design of Blue Moon. I'd also like to thank the City of Denver, in particular Mayor Hancock and Brad Buchanan, for their vision and leadership. Also Council Chairman Albus Brooks and his Chief of Staff, Chai Montoya, and Kelly Lead, and also Erica Martinez with the North Denver Cornerstone Collaborative, and countless folks at City Hall who are very supportive and helpful throughout the whole process. I'd also like to thank Hyder Construction, our general contractor. They did a fabulous job. And of course, Keith Villa and John Legnard are brewmasters who make the delicious beer we all get to enjoy. Bernard Hurley and Minalto for their support, and then the entire Miller Coors and Blue Moon team for having the vision to make this happen. So thank you very much for this special honor.
Our next winning project is a renovation that feels like a brand new building. Room and Board Cherry Creek stayed open to customers as the store got a complete facelift. This is remarkable considering the extent of the work that was completed on the building. The new look reflects the modern Room and Board brand and the vibrancy of Cherry Creek. The building is co-owned by ALMJ Properties and Room and Board. The project team for this project is once again Roth Shepard. Why don't you just get a chair up here, Roth Shepard? And Hyder Construction. Here to accept the award are Jeremy Larson with Room and Board, Jeff Shepard and Brian Berryhill with Roth Shepard Architects, and Colin Stone, Hyder Construction.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Room and Board, we're a Minnesota-based company, national retailer, but our heart is here in Denver. Our first location was here 30 years ago next to a Target on Colfax Avenue. We've grown up a lot over the years. As Denver's grown, we've grown with you, and had this opportunity to expand and grow in a great location that we've been at for over 25 years in Cherry Creek. And we had a great team in Roth Shepard Architects and Hyder Construction. Obviously, we couldn't have done it without their expertise, and gave us just a great opportunity to, again, present our brand in a way that's more reflective of who we are today, and to provide a great space, not only for our customers, but for our community in our rooftop deck and some of the other amenities that we open up to the community. With that, thank you.
Want your comments? Our next project is one that I know Brad is very excited about, of course. City planners work hard to anticipate the needs of the city and to lay the groundwork for projects that will meet those needs. Denison. Did I say it right? Denison. I knew it sounded weird. Denison. On South Broadway, South Cherokee Street. Hold on for a minute. I'm gonna get this right. Denison on South Cherokee Street at the Alameda Light Rail Station really moves the needle on our city's vision for transit-oriented development. It has transformed the Alameda Station from a transit stop to a place to be. Owner for D4 Urban enlisted Kephart Architects, PCL Construction, and CFC Construction to complete the project. Accepting the award are Chris Waggett and Dan Cohen of D4 Urban, John Binder of Kephart Architects, and Steve Kovac of PCL Construction.
about Mayor Hancock, everybody? I think it's no coincidence that this city has skyrocketed under his leadership, per the comments that Brad made earlier. Certainly, we have the city to thank as a very important partner on Denizen. This was a project that was enabled by a very complicated public-private partnership between the city and county of Denver, Denver Urban Renewal Authority, and also RTD. So we'd like to thank our public partners in that regard. I'd also owe a debt of gratitude to a very creative design build team with PCL CFC as the contractor, Kephart, our fabulous architect, and really this project was a team effort. It really felt like that from start to finish. The city was there from the beginning. Mayor Hancock, as I walked up, said this was one of the first projects that he kind of shepherded through when he came on. So we thank you very much as well. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the funny thing of tripping over the name. This was the very first project we worked on. Very, very proud. It turned out to be a wonderful, wonderful project. Our final winner in the Distinctive Denver category is the perfect example of old meets new. The Metlo transformed an old motel into a modern office building that looks and feels like the Denver of today. Owners Mark Rycroft and Dominique Cook Rycroft wanted to restore the building's original shine. They and co-builder John C. Cook have done just that. I think you will agree it's a wonderful looking building. Please welcome to the stage Mark Rycroft and Dominique Cook Rycroft.
All right, I want to thank Mayor Hancock for the award tonight in the city of Denver. It's an honor to be here. I'd like to thank my father-in-law, John Cook. We're a family-run team here, and without his vision and his help, I don't think I could have got through it. I'd like to thank my beautiful wife, a brand new mother, gorgeous as ever, and happens to be a brilliant real estate attorney, which comes handy in our business. So very honored to be here tonight among all these amazing winners and my neighbors, the Art Hotel and Torchy's. It's great to be a part of the Golden Triangle. Thank you all.
Our next category is active spaces. This category is for projects or events that activate public spaces in a way that creates interaction, discourse, and community. We have one winner in this category. It's a project that may seem out of place among all these big developments, but it gets to the heart of what these awards are all about, which is to lift up our public spaces. Wheels Go Round by Kate Davis was an entry into the Prototyping Festival, a collaboration between the city and the Downtown Denver Partnership that asked the public to invent new ways to activate the 16th Street Mall. I could describe to you why Wheels Go Round was so successful, but it was better if you saw it for yourself. The mall can really be a place for young kids to have fun, and Kate Davis proved it with the help from designer Campbell Brown and builder Aqua Paddock. Here to accept the award is Kate Davis. Come on up here, Kate.
Well, I'd like to thank the mayor very much for this award, and also the Downtown Denver Partnership, specifically Adam Perkins, who was such a great help as I went through the process in creating this piece to go down on the 16th Street Mall. Campbell Brown, who helped me with the construction and design, Aqua Paddock, who helped with the design and construction on the day of installation, Bike Depot, which is a nonprofit which operates 2 stores in the Denver area, provided me endless support and resources, and I thank them very much for that. And my family, who helped me with all the time and effort that went into building this piece. And as an artist, the goal was really not to create a piece of sculpture that people could just look at or something that would be on the wall, but something that they could participate with and that would provide joy and that they could play with. And I'm thrilled that it was so successful. Thank you for this recognition.
Our next category is Back to the Future. This one highlights the preservation and adaptive reuse of historic buildings. The bindery on Blake at 29th and Blake is almost 100 years old and has been owned by the same family for 4 decades. When the family printing business moved out, they could have sold the property and made quite the profit. Instead, they focused on the needs of Rhino's growing artistic community. Working with Oz Architecture and Sprung Construction, the Danielson family has extended the life of the building, which is once again an asset to its neighborhood. Here to accept the award are Sonia and Barry Danielson.
So this project was a collaboration with my husband Barry and myself. And the way that we were successful in this collaboration was I wasn't allowed to do math and he wasn't allowed to talk to people. So that's why I'm the one talking tonight. I want to thank the mayor, the city, and the selection committee for choosing us for this amazing award. I also want to thank my late father, Nick Siegel, for seeing the vision of what Rhino could be 40 years ago. I want to thank our team, Sprung Construction, Oz Architecture, David Wells, Jonathan Rogers, and all of our amazing creative tenants. Davis Partnership, Motive Worldwide, the Rhino Arts District, Metropolitan Hardwoods, Refugio Modern, the Rack House, C Squared Cidery, Bierstadt Lager House, everybody's got to have a brewery, and our 13 amazing artists that we took 10% of our building and made art studios for artists to be able to stay in Rhino and create at an affordable price, way below market. So thank you very much, and both Barry and I are truly honored to receive this award.
Density by Design is our next category, and we have 2 winners this year. This category honors the best in multifamily and mixed-use developments. Our 2 winners are great examples of how we can accommodate growth in both old and emerging neighborhoods. The first winner is Fright Residences in Rhino. This project is part of the Taxi multi-use community. With 2 and 3 bedroom units, the building welcomes families into a cool, emerging area of the city. It is the brainchild of Zeppelin Development and Dynia Architects and Brickman Constructors. Here to accept the award are Kyle Zeppelin and Stephen Dynia.
Unlike AIA awards where you just simply take the plaque, get a photograph and walk away, I don't usually say anything, but first of all, I'd like to thank the mayor and this entire program of acknowledging buildings that make a difference in our community. And I would like to have the entire Zeppelin organization stand up, because what Mickey Zeppelin and Kyle Zeppelin have done is extraordinary in taking a a piece of land that was fallow and unused and making it into a viable, lively community. The building, Freight Residences, specifically had a mission which really was clearly defined by the Zeppelin organization of demographic diversity, so that there were opportunities for all kinds of people to live in this neighborhood, and that parts of it would feel like townhouses and parts of it would feel like an apartment building. But I am just honored to be part of their team, and thank the other people in my office, Denia Architects, for participating in this. So if you don't want to stand up, don't, but congratulations and thank you.
The second Density by Design winner emerged in one of Denver's oldest neighborhoods. One city block fits in so well it's almost impossible to picture what that block of Uptown looked like before it was built. It's a huge development taking up an entire block. It doesn't feel huge. It brought new character and activity to Uptown without changing the essence of what we all love about the neighborhood. Red Peak developed the project with Davis Partnership and Saunders Construction. Here to accept the award from Red Peak are Mark Wynn Hygar, Mike Zollner, Jonah Polito, and Jeff Roth.
Thank you, Mayor. Of course, I want to thank all of our project team, of course, the Red Peak team, Davis Partnership, who did a great job designing the building, Art House, who they did a fantastic job on the wayfinding, and of course, Saunders Construction. You know, we've owned this site. We started in 2005. We held it for about 8 years before we decided what to do. And Mike and I looked at it, and it was zoned for a 12-story building. And we decided that that wouldn't fit into the fabric of the neighborhood. So we downzoned it to a 4-story building, and we think we did a pretty good job there. As the mayor said, there's 4 distinct buildings on this full city block. It has a great deal of brick to really fit into the character of Capitol Hill. So again, we're very honored to receive this award. Thank you very much, Mayor.
Our next category, Neighborhood Gems, features 3 winners. Neighborhood Gems are projects that embody the unique character of their communities. The first project in this category is Galaxy on East Colfax Avenue. This renovation of a former body shop was done to create a place where people park their strollers instead of their cars. I love it. The result is a place that shows off Colfax's potential. The architect on the project was Laura Kohler, a CTA Architects, engineer, and builder. The builder was Spectrum. Here to accept the award, representing owner Rosen Properties, is Sean Mendel.
Thank you guys so much. It's an honor to be recognized amongst so many people that I look up to and admire when I think about doing a project. I want to thank the City of Denver, who assisted this project through a grant via the Main Street Coalition. I want to thank CTA Architecture for the work that they did on this project. It was truly incredible. Everyone who had the vision to see that a 1920s auto body shop could be an asset to the community in the City of Denver. I also want to thank my mom in particular for cutting me loose on this one. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's about it. See you guys on Colfax. Thank you.
Sean's the first one to thank his mom. Where's Mom? In the history of the Design Awards program, it's never happened before. Mom. Our next neighborhood gem winner is another project that just transformed a spot of a well-known corridor. Torchy's Tacos at 11th and Broadway replaced another national chain, but took great care to create something that looks and feels like a local hangout. The building is more approachable by foot and bike than it used to be. And paired with the Metro across the street, this project has made the intersection of 11th and Broadway a new hub of activity. Torchy's is owned by the Bailey Company. Here to accept the award on the company's behalf are Jeremy Smith and Rob Williams.
Thank you, Mayor Hancock. I wasn't prepared to say anything, so it was less than 10 years ago when we started out in a small second or third hand trailer selling chips and queso, and so it's pretty remarkable that I'm standing here getting the Mayor's Design Award. So when we decided to go out of state, Denver was the obvious choice. There's a lot of similarities between Austin, Texas, and Denver. So we're really proud to be here. And the intent behind the project was to build something that the city and the neighborhood would be proud of, and which your experience with the design would match your experience with our food. And I think we did that. So thank you guys very much.
So what do you think so far? Nice designs? Tell you, the committee killed it this year. They do every year. Make sure we didn't miss anyone. Okay. Our final winner in this category is in Cherry Creek North, Councilman New. The Halcyon Hotel on Columbine is new to the neighborhood, but fits in so well, it feels like it's always been there. Beyond its great design, the hotel is also a showcase for local art. It also offers amenities that encourage guests to explore the neighborhood by foot, by bike, or by scooter. The hotel is owned by BMC Investments in partnership with Sage Hospitality. It's the work of J&S Design and Mortensen Construction. Here to accept the award for BMC Investments is Brian Payson.
Everybody. So I'm Brian Case, and I'm a partner in BMC. So behind me here is Cindy Bedan with Sage Hospitality, Jim Johnson with J&S Architects, and Brian Clip with GKK Works. So a couple of years ago, BMC and Sage, in partnership, set out to create a hotel in BMC, a hotel in Cherry Creek, and when we looked at Cherry Creek, we saw a couple opportunities. One was to create a center of culture in the neighborhood, and we also looked at Cherry Creek and saw that there wasn't really a kind of defining architectural language, if you will. So to create something that was unique from a design standpoint. And GKK wasn't mentioned, but GKK and J&S actually designed the hotel in collaboration and did an incredible job. And the concept was largely driven by Sage, and BMC was the developer. So to be recognized for the Neighborhood Gem Award, given what we set out to create, is really an honor. And we feel like we've really kind of changed the fabric and the culture and the level of energy in Cherry Creek, and I look around and I see a lot of people who I've seen in the hotel. So we are looking forward to continuing to be a significant presence there. And thank you, Mayor, for recognizing us, and it's really an honor. So thank you very much.
Now, we move on to This is Home, the category that highlights single-family home projects. Our first winner is 4025 Grove Street. This was an inside-out renovation of a craftsman's bungalow in Highland. The updated home captures the mix of both old and new that helps keep the character of our new neighborhoods alive. For the project, owner Sarah Avery enlisted Kevin Anderson of Arc West Architects, Katie Schroeder of Anteller Interior Design, and builder Tim Saul of Saul Construction. Unfortunately, Sarah could not be here due to a previously scheduled trip out of town. She is really excited, though, to have the project recognized, and her team is here. Let's welcome to the stage Katie Schroeder, Kevin Anderson, and Tim Saul.
Thank you so much. We're so honored. Thank you, Mayor, and to the selection committee. We are just really proud to be included with you all. We had an amazing team on this home in the Highlands. As you know, the neighborhood is blowing up, and it's nice to see good architecture and good design really implemented with amazing construction. It was just a great project, and the client was amazing. They really pushed the envelope and wanted to mix old with new, so it was a real honor. So thank you to Tim Saul with Saul Construction, and to Kevin Anderson with Arc West Architects. So right on. Thank you.
Our second winner in This is Home is a Cliff May home in Harvey Park. The project on South Lowell was led by previous owner Adrian Kinney and gave the home a much-needed facelift. If you had driven past this home in the past or in previous years, all you would have seen was a 6-foot wood fence. Now, they don't show the wood fence. You should have seen it. Now the mid-century modern charm that the neighborhood is known for shines through once again. Here to accept the award, of course, is Adrian Kinney.
So my architect's dad, he's got the oldest one here, so that's why I don't have my architect team. Cliff May is from California, if any of you aren't familiar with him, back in the era. My partner Kit and I moved into the house in 2013, did all the research that we possibly could to make sure we did the renovations correctly. Went to Palm Springs, got old advertisements, contacted historians to make sure we did everything right to make the house for today like it was from 1950s. We enjoyed working on the home. We always joked we actually drew out the plans for this home on a notebook piece of paper, and apparently it turned out okay because it looks pretty awesome, we thought, in the end. I also wanted to thank my partner Kit for almost breaking your back by digging most of the trenches for the front. We actually did all the work on this ourselves with my design from that paper, and we still joke that it came from that piece of paper and turned out as such. Adam Stevens, who's here tonight, I want to give a big shout out to and thank you. He's the historian of the Cliff Mays as well as the historian of most of Denver. So if you have any historical questions, he's always your go-to guy for them. As well as the neighbors who always kept coming by to cheer us on. They loved to see the renovation going on in the neighborhood, the new vibrancy that was coming in. They were always there making sure that we had the motivation to keep chugging along because it was a lot of hard work to get it done. I would like to thank Kevin Flynn, who we elected in just about the time we finished the house and has been a huge support of the Cliff Mays and historic designation we're going for on them, as well as representing Harvey Park, which didn't really have great representation before, and he's just been a great advocate for the area. So I really appreciate that. Thank you. And as well to the mayor. So thank you very much for doing this.
I love this next project. Our next category is Building Well, Living Well. This category highlights projects that promote community health through active living, access to healthy food, and transit or walkability. I can't think of a project that better says what this category is about than the Dahlia Campus for Health and Well-Being on Eudora Street. The Mental Health Center of Denver partnered with North East Park Hill community to create something that would truly transform the neighborhood. The project was done by Anderson Mason Dale Architects and builder Taylor Kors. Here to accept the award are Mental Health Center of Denver CEO, it's mispronounced here, Mr. Clark, Dr. Clark. It's written wrong here, I knew better. Kathy Bellum of Anderson Mason Dale, Brian Cohen of Taylor Kors, and Sherry Kirschbaum of City Projects. Come on up here, these are all friends.
Well, thank you. It's a great honor to have this award. And it's sort of icing on the cake in a way. The real reward for us was working with the Northeast Park Hill community, the people that live there. They helped us with the design of this the whole way, telling us what would make a difference in their thriving in their community. It's why we have the urban farm. It's why we have the aquaponics. It's why we have the clinical services. So for all of you that are here, I want to say thank you in a different way as a psychiatrist. What is he going to say, right? What we know about the brain is that environment actually tops personality. And what that means is we all have that friend that is very boisterous, you know, and kind of very active. And put in an environment like a museum or a calm place, it has an influence on how they are. And so these designs that you're doing is having a wonderful influence on the well-being of people in Denver. And for that, we thank you.
Congratulations to all of you. Last but not least, we have the Sustainable Style category, which honors projects that make use of and promote sustainability. The Regency Athletic Complex on Metro State's campus turned a blighted brownfield site into an active living space. The state-of-the-art facility is an asset not just for the university, but for the whole community. It's a transformation that will be felt for many years to come. The project team was led by Davis Partnership Architects and Sonder Construction. Here to accept this final award tonight are Metro State University President Steve Jordan, Athletic Director Anthony Grant, and from Davis Partnerships, Lynn Moore and Paul Garland.
Obviously, we want to begin by thanking the mayor and the committee. It's really an honor for us to be included with all these amazing projects that are making such a difference in our community, and we thank you so much for that consideration. There are a couple of people we really need to acknowledge. First of all, we're in the La Alma community with this project, and we need to begin by acknowledging the welcome that we got from that community, and particularly from Veronica Barella, the head of NewSed, who was so helpful to us. I also want to acknowledge former Councilwoman Judy Montero. Like every great council person, she was working for her constituents, so when we came forward with this plan and she said, geez, is it possible we might put a walking trail around it for the elderly here? We said, Councilwoman, I think that might be doable. And so now we have a great trail for those young people. You know, this is a facility that was designed from the get-go to be a community project. So it's a great athletic facility, but it is a community asset. Last year alone, we had 5,000 young people learning about sport, learning about sportsmanship, learning about how you win and lose and get up again and continue the struggle. That's a partnership with City Parks and Recreation, with Intercity Baseball, with the Major League, with the United States Tennis Association. And finally, you know, I really got to acknowledge the Davis group. The mayor mentioned this was a brownfield site. In fact, I think the mayor said this was a place they sent things to die. This was a piece of property that had an 18-foot drop from from the southeast corner to the northwest corner. They had to design a soccer pitch, a baseball field, a softball field, 8 tennis courts, and a training facility in this. And they had to include 38 test wells so that the health department could monitor a continuing plume that is underneath this piece of ground. It truly was a brownfield site that we have now put into place, a great community asset, so our young people can know the benefit of sport. We thank you so much for this honor. Truly appreciate it.
I just want to share, where Dr. Jordan is retiring in June. If you'll join me in just thanking him for all of his great service to our city community. Well, Brad, we went through 17 honorees in less than 1 hour. Congratulations to all the honorees tonight. Thank you for, again, building a great city that we can all be proud of and one that we are all proud to show to the rest of the world. The designs you saw up here tonight have come through a tremendous vetting process where we all had to make some very difficult decisions. But this is why this event is so special, because if you make it to the stage, you know you are top of class. Congratulations to you. Thank you for your creativity. Thank you for your courage to take risks. And thank you for holding Denver so sacred to your heart. Brad, I'll turn it back over to you.
So I'll just close by saying thank you. Keep driving, keep pushing, keep doing what you're doing. You're making a difference in our city, and that's what this is all about.